Lady Gaga made history over the weekend with an audience of over 2 million fans during a free concert in Rio. But it almost devolved into chaos and tragedy as a bomb plot was foiled by local law enforcement. And the alleged motive behind this terrorist attack is so insane, I almost couldn't even believe it. They were luring in Lady Gaga stans to radicalize them in an anti-LGBTQ plot for violence.
Seems just a tad disconnected and weird.
It's really weird.
Like it's giving CIA vibes.
So no one is sure of the exact number, but it sounds like it was around 2.5 million people there that day. And God only knows, if the explosion went off, it wouldn't just be the people dying in the explosion, but the trampling that would occur afterwards.
Yep, that would have been worse.
That's what would have killed even more people. So thank heavens.
I mean, think of that video we watched. Did you guys see the video of the person on their knees, like shouting for Lady Gaga up to her hotel room? Did you see this?
No.
It would have been all people like that.
We have another 20 from Jose Quintana. I can't take credit for this. Voyager posted this. Gongo Gala. Ghost Empress, you can stand at the top of stairs and leer at all your minions. Where would you have it? What would you wear? Long live PCC. If we had a Gongo Gala, well, we couldn't hold it in the Gongo. We would all perish, but it would be fundraising for the Gonganese people.
I would wear a suit made of
cause.
like redacted CIA documents about the Gongo.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. What would you wear?
Well, someone had an idea for me to stitch together a bunch of crunch wraps into a gown. I think that would be a look. So yeah, that's what I would wear.
I'd go with my Rosa Parks underwear that I have.
Yeah, we'd fundraise for the Gonganese Patty's Peanuts.
Just sitting around. I loaned it out. I haven't gotten it back yet.
Brazilian police arrested 2 people involved in a plot.
Crisis party. Thank you. We should just start this one over. Thanks, Andrew. You're not dancing.
Bringing down the vibe.
Hopefully it resets properly this time and the blinking stops, because that was the issue before. Is it's going to pick up and restart. Again, Tuesday issues. Hold, please. It's going to start again.
I think we're okay.
Nope, it's because it's still blinking. Hold on. There we go.
Okay. Brazilian police announced on Sunday that 2 people were arrested who were involved in a plot to set off a bomb at Lady Gaga's free concert in Rio de Janeiro. And the concert was attended by a record-breaking 2.5 million fans, the highest number of attendees ever achieved by a female artist.
Who is the male? I don't know, because I like the example they always give is the concert from Metallica in Russia.
That's what I was thinking.
That was like 1.6 million. But you know what the problem is nowadays? We're so obsessed with weird like intersectional records. The first to do this, the best to do this. They didn't even look to see if it was maybe the biggest ever. They're just like, well, she's the biggest female concert ever performed, and I don't know, maybe who was the male concert that was bigger.
They didn't list it, so I'm not sure. Maybe Michael Jackson.
Yeah, must be Michael Jackson.
But the thwarted attack was reportedly planned by a group inciting hate speech toward the LGBTQ community. They said the group aimed to radicalize and enlist teenagers to execute the attack using improvised explosives and Molotov cocktails.
I have an answer here, by the way. It was Rod Stewart's New Year's Eve concert in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil in 1994. An estimated 3.5 million people showed up. Damn!
People in Rio do not have much going on.
They're just like, look, there's
None
a
of them
concert.
have
over there.
Holy crap.
The plan was treated as a collective challenge with the aim of gaining notoriety on social media. They've arrested 2 individuals involved in the attack. One was the leader of the group, arrested on illegal weapons possession charges, and the other was a teenager who was arrested on charges of CP. Yikes.
Like, how is, again, this is all like, it all feels too orchestrated. Like, this is giving CIA vibes to me.
Well, then, this is the craziest part. They say those involved with the attack falsely claimed themselves online as the Little Monsters, a nickname for Lady Gaga's fan base. This was in order to contact teenagers and indoctrinate them in networks with violent and self-destructive content. So they were trying to radicalize Lady Gaga stans, who are probably themselves gay, to enact terrorist attacks against gay people.
So it's not just the CIA. It's like the bad side of the CIA that doesn't do their homework.
But I feel like they just don't want the public to know that this was an Islamic group.
Think so?
There's part of me that thinks that it's kind of a PR measure for why they're not giving all the information yet. And then Lady Gaga's representatives gave a statement. We learned about this alleged threat via media reports this morning. Prior to and during the show, there were no known safety concerns, nor any communication from the police or authorities to Lady Gaga regarding potential risks. Her team worked closely with law enforcement throughout the planning and execution of the concert, and all parties were confident in the safety measures in place.
There's a comment here on Pop Crave that says it was Katy Perry and Beyonce.
They're mad that their tours are flopping, so they had to get revenge.
Did you say what Katy Perry's team said? Did you quote them?
That was Lady Gaga's
or I
team.
say, yeah, Lady Gaga's team.
Yes, yeah. So they say they had no idea about any of it until it was getting reported on the next day, which is insane. So they were planning on keeping this under wraps. And despite an averted crisis at the concert, now Beyonce, who is jealous of all the attention, is planning on doing the same thing in Brazil in 2026.
I mean, that's going to help her get her reputation back on track because, like, there's all sorts of these videos coming out from her concerts where it looks like there's just empty seats everywhere. Maybe the album just sucks. Maybe they'd come.
It did. It objectively sucked.
She might need to bring Rod Stewart with her.
Yeah.
Open up for him.
Shit, that'd be
Yeah.
better.
That'd be sick. I'd go.
So, like, I don't know. Maybe this is proof that live entertainment isn't dead after all.
Could you imagine you like rush in, you get to the very front, you're at like the barricade, and then the concert's over and you got to wait for 2.5 million people to leave?
That would suck. That sounds like a
They're probably
humanitarian crisis.
They're probably waiting. They were like hoping a terrorist attack would happen.
When you were one of the days when you were gone last, I did a cringe of the day, which was like the day it was like after WrestleMania. Everybody's trying to go up these escalators, so these guys are trying to go up the down escalators, and this fat guy just can't get up. I felt so bad for this dude because there's like just a sea of humanity below him just waiting to judge him if he doesn't make it, and other people are like pushing past him and making it up there, and he throws his like his merch and his swag up to the top of it, and he's like
when he shook his head
collapse.
at the end, he was just like, nah, man.
yeah, and then he finally just gave up.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sad.
It was grim.
But it meant like he didn't want to sit in the line waiting for however many 30,000 people to
But
take
people
the escalator.
used to love that shit. They used to love, roughing it in those situations and like being oppressed in the heat and the sun.
Well, yeah, they love that at Coachella now as long as they have drugs.
Yeah, exactly. So maybe the popularity of this concert can be chalked up to drugs or people who like going to the beach.
Well, it's just every time I learn about Brazil, it's like a GTA server, just like a giant country where it's just a GTA
I mean,
server.
what I was picturing this is like it's the concerts going on and like Dom from the Fast and the Furious like drives a car off the road into the sky past the concert.
Yeah, there's just always something going on there.
Ultimately, the truth will come out when or if Lady Gaga has a tour in the U.S. And is able to sell out stadiums.
I mean, sell out implies payment. None of these people paid. It was a free concert. And it's just like that. Like that's my judgmental ass. It's like
It's
I'm
true.
watching it like free. Of course, she got 2.5
like,
million. As if we could draw
concerts
2.5 million people for if we were paying them.
Concerts are prohibitively expensive for everyone in this economy, but also especially for young people. And Tim actually pointed out in our discussion about it that population decline is a significant factor because there are about half as many Gen Alpha as there are millennials.
Yeah.
It was like a 60% drop in birth rates between them.
I wonder how that
So
corrects
you're just going to
itself.
have less customers in general for anything.
Yep.
Like that could lead to disaster
That's
in all
why
sorts of
everything's
industries.
becoming a subscription service so they can make extra money on just you buy something and stop using it and forget to unsubscribe.
And young people don't care about doing anything in person anymore. For them, if you're a fan of Sabrina Carpenter, it's like just as satisfactory to stream her music in your bedroom as it would be to go see her perform in person.
which is weird because part of the experience is actually being
It's communal, right?
Yeah,
But that's
Clearly
lost
someone
on them.
wasn't at the Travis Scott Fortnite concert because that was wild.
This reminded me of Astroworld,
Astroworld.
the
Yeah.
disaster of Astroworld.
That's why I
And
did the Fortnite concert. I was like, I'm gonna go
also,
there.
I've just been thinking about Tanacon a lot. Do you guys remember Tanacon?
Yes.
Because I was like watching Shane Dawson's docu-series that he made about it, and who was really to blame? Was it Tana Mojo, who was the face of it, or was it the entertainment company run by a 21-year-old who no one had ever heard of? Michael Weiss was his name. He was like segwaying. He was literally on a Segway in the middle of this disaster where like they're carting away some 14-year-old girl into an ambulance. Nobody has food or water. Everyone is getting third-degree burns.
Not to be confused with Michael T. Weiss, who was the actor from the show The Pretender. He's great. Mike Weiss,
not
the Tana
same
Mojo guy, not good.
the same guy.
Different guy.
I remember watching like the YouTube documentary about the Tana Mojo thing, and there was like, or
Insane.
Tanacon, and I'm like, there's so many horrors going on in the world, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, someone needs to be arrested for this. Like I was getting fired up. I was like, hey.
It was fully a scam. And
Next up, terror in the Middle East. Yeah, that's awful and all, but
After
like,
the
we'll
fact,
figure that
though,
out.
Like after the event, both Tana and the organizer tried to lie about it to everybody and save face. They claimed that 20,000 kids showed up who hadn't bought tickets. And then the fire department made a statement, and they were like, no, like that was maybe 5,000 if you're lucky, and all of them had tickets. You just booked a venue that had a capacity of 1,000 for an event that sold 5,000 tickets. You're to blame. So they were liable. I'm surprised that there wasn't some kind of class action that took off afterwards. But yeah, then they gave these gift bags out with all the swag to the kids.
Yeah.
Tanacon condoms? I'm not lying. They gave condoms, Tana condoms, to children.
As people
in their
have been
goodie
known to
bags.
do, Tana condoms.
And that was your consolation prize for starving and getting irreparable bodily damage.
At least you can have safe sex.
Yeah. But at least none of the
I mean,
14-year-olds are going to get pregnant,
Olivia
right?
Rodrigo giving out birth control at her concerts.
Yeah, I mean, it's not all that different.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.